fellow chapter leaders. I'm Izzy Jowett and I run the Imagination chapter here in Santa Maria di Leuca, which is at the bottom of the Italian hill. Today I'm going to be talking about my passion, events. And in this case, community events, which we've organized over the past 3 years with the chapter. Now, Leuca is a very small community, about 1,000 inhabitants, a small seaside village, and so it was very important from the start to involve as many people as possible in our events. We have a very small school in Leuca with very little facilities and very limited resources. So our first cardboard challenge was a simple affair, but the perfect way to introduce creative play and to get everyone involved. It was a great success, and the following year our new Imagination chapter invited the whole village to play. The objective is always to get together and to give everyone a chance to build and play. It's a great celebration of creativity, talent, nature and local culture. The kids have a ball at the events, but also it's been wonderful to see so many adults rediscover their creative side.
Hello, I'm Hooper, and my favourite challenge is the one of the Earth Day, because I think it helps the people who in all of the places. It helps pollution and it just makes the world a better place.
La parte del Fan Friday che mi piace di più è la sfida del cartone, perché mi piace costruire.
Mi piace di più la mostra della pace perché possono venire anche altri bambini a fare i progetti con noi.
A me mi è piaciuto di più la giornata della Terra, perché le nostre invenzioni sono servite ad aiutare più il nostro pianeta.
So choosing a location for your event is quite important because obviously you want to give the most accessibility, and in our case we're extremely lucky because we have lovely spots just on the seafront. Over the years we've held our events in many different places, at the church communal hall, on the seafront and the beach, local hotel and villas. So for the past year or so we've been running our events mostly here at the Proloco, which is the local tourist office in Leuca. So we've got this beautiful courtyard, and when rarely the weather's not so great, we're able to go inside this lovely building. So once you've chosen a good location for your event, timing is also important. Here in Italy, people tend to take an evening stroll by the waterfront, so that's why our location pairs quite well with a 5 o'clock time. Ideally, you want to try and plan your events so that it doesn't collide with other events happening in the area. In our case, we desperately try to avoid clashing with football games. So events are always fun and they might be a bit stressful, but really they don't have to be complicated. You just need a bit of planning and lots of resourcefulness. In our case, we don't have many support here financially or material-wise, so I'm very lucky. I tend to collect just about everything, and we live out in the country, so I tend to stash everything a bit everywhere. Now, I'm not much of a graphic designer, but I just tried to put together a few images and key information to produce an invite and poster to print out and share online. So cardboard is my greatest ally for all events. It's not only useful for building and for creating, but it's also a cheap and cheerful way to make an event display more interesting. So I use it, for example, I'll print out information for the various displays for the event, whether it be the inventor's journey, or I also display the kids' drawings and designs, so this is quite a nice way to frame it, or as a little stand, again, you know, for information. I've also used cardboard to make some invites. So for the cardboard challenge, for example, I just print out information about the event and put a little ribbon. This one's a little worse for wear after a few years in the cupboard, but it makes for a nice presentation, and it obviously brings out the cardboard. We also created these little kind of medals for our first few cardboard challenges. Again, it's just a fun way to give them a nice memento of participating. It's like a little medal. My favorite part is getting the kids to fill out their invention sheets, which I then print and stick onto cardboard for the displays. These are great because they share their invention stories, and the kids are real proud when it looks official, just like in an art gallery or a museum. So again, you don't really need too much because you want to keep it simple. Really, if you've got cardboard, some tape, and you've got all the basic recyclates, then the kids will come up with loads to build, and you'll really be amazed by just what can be produced in a few hours' time, and with junk, basically. Because a one-day event comes and goes so quickly, I've organized touring exhibitions following the Inventors Challenge. I take the kids' inventions to locals' preschool and high school for mini exhibitions. Another great thing about community events is that they can also open the door to new opportunities. This year we were invited to present our inventions at a local competition for recycling. It was yet another experience for the kids. We won some beautiful posters, and we even got a special mention and medal for creating from recycled materials on a weekly basis. So we've really enjoyed doing, obviously, the key events, so the Cardboard Challenge and the Inventors Challenge and Earth Day, and those are always the best. But we've also over the years added our own. And what I've realized is that the great thing, for example, about working with the ProLoco, the local tourist office, is that every week that we hold a chapter meeting, it's a bit like a showcase because we're outdoors. Everyone who's walking along the seafront can see what we're up to. You see that people are a bit curious, and it's really nice. It's really nice to give that visibility not only to the kids but to the imagination chapters, and to hopefully stimulate creativity within the rest of the community. So really, whether we're drawing for peace on the sidewalk, whether we're playing music on the front steps, whether we are building, creating, playing, it's just a really nice present, I think, in the village, and something that the kids are proud of. And to me, it's really nice to have that life going on in what would normally be a very kind of quiet Friday afternoon. It's always such a treat to watch all the chapters come up with these fantastic events which are inspiring and exciting, and you see all these smiles and the photos, and it's just a lot of fun to follow everyone around the world. And I hope that for some who might be starting off as chapter leaders, that this has been helpful, and I'll really look forward to seeing your next event. So happy eventing, everyone, and ciao for now.